All right, everybody, and welcome to the ToddFoxx Post Game Show. Usually Todd would be here, but I'm going to take over on select Sundays as he is out with his family. Before we wrap up the series in which the Angels took 2 out of 3 from Minnesota, let me give you a reminder and a shout out to 714 Tickets. Buy your tickets today, go tomorrow, or whenever those tickets you buy them for. Also check out put the discount code 10% off HITI for 10% off. That'll put you in the drawing for Angels jersey, courtesy of 714 Tickets and Halos in the Infield. So check that out. Also, you get cash back on your purchase. So check that out as well. Tell you what. Also check out Noble L Brewing. Noble L Works, I should say. They have some select ops. It's going to be nice to try their stuff. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch IPA, that's going to be great. The food, I'm going to definitely try that. Look out for the Heaty Night there at Noble L Works, June 10th. I believe that's a Saturday. So there we go. And also check out the podcasts. One tonight will come out fairly, I think tomorrow, I should say. One will come out for the series recap and the previewing of the Boston series. So check that out as well. For all your podcast mediums, just type in Halos in the Infield and find us there. And also the information on the July 1st tailgate. So check out that video on YouTube and then follow up with any questions with us. You have to call 714 Tickets. Don't go to the app or the website. Call in for those July 1st tickets. They're $55, but you get not only the bobblehead going into the stadium, but you get a free Halos in the Infield t-shirt. Not like this, but let's see, just like this one. In a black shirt there. So you'll get that shirt. You'll get a bobblehead going in. You'll get thunder sticks. Let's see, free tacos, unlimited tacos. Bring your own drinks. Much more going on. Prizes, giveaways. So look out for that July 1st tailgate going on that day. So let's wrap up the series that was. In the top of third today, Carlos Correa doubled to score Gallo, and that made it 1-0. In the bottom of the fourth, Jared Walsh singled, and Renfroe went over to third to make it closer. Top of the seventh, let's go there. Jeez. Let me get the scoring all together. Okay. So, yeah, Correa got there. Urshela drove in, sacrifice double play. Jared Walsh, Renfroe scored to make it 1-1. There we go. So sacrifice fly on the double play. I don't know why Theis was coming off of first that much. That should never, ever happen. So that was really bad. Mickey Moniak in the bottom of the seventh doubled in Theis and Neto to make it 3-1. Then Kurloff for the Twins had a home run to left field off of Matt Moore. It was a tremendous effort by Mickey Moniak. And if you saw the game, if you watched it on TV, or if you saw it live, you could see how Moniak lost it. He had it in the crowd, then he dipped over, he tried to come back up with the ball, and then it just popped out. And it was unfortunate because that would have been one of the best plays an outfielders ever made out there, other from the JB Shuck play back in 2013 or whenever it was against the Blue Jays. He had that great catch where he fell into the crowd and held the ball up. I think it was against Batista too. Anyway, in the bottom of the eighth, Matt Theis doubles on a ground ball. Urshela scored. And Matt Theis advanced to third. There was a throwing error by Gallo that made it 4-2. And then Esteves came in to close the door on the Twins today. And Davinsky got the win for the Angels. He pitched fairly well as we look at the box score. Otani, he went 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, but 9 strikeouts. He's very good. I remember Gooby mentioning on the broadcast he got 3 strikeouts on that cutter, and that's what Gooby wanted him to use more was that cutter. So that really worked out for Otani today. Reyes Morantoya, the veteran, remember him from the Giants. He came in in his Angels debut, called up, remember, today out of Salt Lake City. He pitched 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Davinsky, again, he got the strikeout. He pitched 1 out. He got 1 out, and he got the win. Moore, despite the home run, gets the hold. Pitched the inning, and Esteves looked really good, and he got the save. I'm trying to remember what inning it was, but Shohei struck out the side. I think it was the 4th or the 5th inning, so he looked really good today. For the hitting, Neto had a double, Moniak and Theis. So Moniak has 2 RBIs today. Theis and Urshela both have 1 as well. So that was a pretty good hitting day. Everybody in the lineup got 1 hit. So I guess you'll take that. If nobody can have multiple ones, well, at least everyone can have a hit except Wallach. So he's been struggling as of late. But Theis came in to pinch hit for him, and he got his hits. So that was really good. That was really good to see. For the Twins, you got to look at their pitching matchup. It was going to be a crazy pitching matchup. I mentioned that in the pregame show. So Pablo Lopez, 6 innings as well, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. So he was just as good as Shohei Otani. Then Jorge Lopez came in, the former Oriole who they got last year. He came in and gave up a run, and he got 1 out. And then DeLon came in and pitched 1 and 2/3 innings, gave up a run as well. So their bullpen sort of let them down, I would say, today. Jeffers and Gallo both had errors for the Twins today. So one thing about Joey Gallo, he plays a shoddy outfield, so it's something you have to look out for. Correa had a double. Kurloff had the home run off of Moore. Correa and Kurloff has both RBIs today. Looking at their box score, Will Castro had a great series against the Angels. He got 3 hits today. I believe he had 3 hits on Friday, so it was hard keeping him off of the base paths because he kept getting on. So again, the Angels win. They improve to 25-23. The Twins go to 25-22 as the Angels win 4-2 in this game. So that's been the story for today. Now, the Twins go back home, I should say. The Red Sox, who lost today against San Diego, 7-0, I believe, come in for a 3-game series, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all at 6:38 starts. And then the off day Friday will be the reversible bucket hat beach weekend. 26, 27, 28. Miami comes in, and Miami is hot as well. So this homestand, it doesn't let up. And the Angels finally, fortunately, able to win a series today against Minnesota. So that was good looking at that. Let's get you to some scores that happened. I know earlier there was some games going on. It all started with, let's see, the Yankees sweeping the Cincinnati Reds 4-1. That game, of course, was at 8:30, so that was not going to be seen by so many people out here, I guess. The Mets defeated the Guardians in Game 1 of that doubleheader. The second one's coming up pretty soon. 5-4, the Mets win. Again, the Padres avoid being swept today in San Diego by beating the Red Sox 7-0. And again, the Red Sox coming here for the up to 5. The Giants defeat Miami 7-5 up in San Francisco today. The Rangers 29-17, first place. They defeat the Rockies by the score of 13-3, a football score there. The Cardinals handled the Dodgers 10-5. So the Dodgers struggling there in St. Louis today. So that was unfortunate, I guess, for all the Dodger fans. The White Sox defeat the Royals 5-2. The Astros shut out the A's 2-0. The Brewers hold on to win 6-4. That was a fun series, all series long. That was really funny, real fun, really good baseball. Orioles defeat the Blue Jays 8-3 in 11 innings, just like yesterday. The Blue Jays lost to the Orioles in extra innings. So it was a tough series for the Blue Jays. They find themselves in last place despite being 4 games above 500. It's just the way the AL East is right now. It's a beast. The Braves come back and defeat the Mariners 3-2. That game was 2-0 for a while. The Phillies beat the Cubs 2-1 in Philadelphia. The Diamondbacks defeat the Pirates in Pittsburgh 8-3. So they certainly made up for the blowout on Friday by winning Saturday and Sunday. Did Arizona. The Nationals defeat the Tigers 6-4 in Washington today. The Guardians and Mets, like I said, the second game of their doubleheader because of rain yesterday. They're just underway, top of the first in Queens. And of course, you had the Angels defeat the Twins 4-2 today to take the 3-game series in this rubber match. Let's get to some of these comments. Oh, let's see. Excuse me. Landon St. James, shout out to Landon. Excuse me. Jim saying, miss you at the buffet today. Yeah, I wasn't able to come, but I think almost all of us at Halos in the Infield will be there next Sunday. So we'll catch you and Landon and, whoever else is going that day, the 28th, next Sunday, we'll be there. So come by and say what's up. Crew message saying Todd grew hair. Yes, he did, yeah. Landon saying Montoya for nachos. I'm not going to say nachos, but it was funny seeing someone like that. But it doesn't help the pitchers are athletes the way he looks. But, man, he got out of that inning, so I don't care how it works out. Kroom's car saying, nice. I'll try to get there July 1st. And buy those, by the way, you want to buy those tickets as soon as you can. There's 150 of them. And already Vetter got his from yesterday's podcast or post game show, excuse me. You have until what? I think it was June 25th to buy those special tickets. Again, you have to call in and you want those Halos in the Infield. What is it? Halos in the Infield, July 1st tailgating tickets, and you'll get the voucher for that where you get the food, you get the free t-shirt, thunder sticks, all the tacos you can eat, and then not nachos but tacos, and then also you go to get in the game. Nice seats out there in section 238, I want to say, and then you get the bobblehead, get it going in. So we'll all get in early. We'll all get that going for sure. Jim saying, who is the new pitcher, number 52 versus Montagne? That's not his last name. He's bigger than Big Sexy. Waddles to the mound. Talk about junk in the trunk. Yeah, I mean, I know a little something about that, but he's got a little more than I do, I guess, in the front. And but hell, as long as he gets out of innings, I don't care what he looks like. As long as he can Monterovia. I got to get that right. Morantora gets the Angels out of innings. I don't mind that. And there's more bullpen help on the way that I saw. So what was it? Instead of Weiss and who's the other one that got called back today? I'll say Loop is the other one as well. But let's see. What did I mention that? Okay, yeah. Monteroa Webb was the other one. And Loop for Herget, Wantz, and Weiss going back down to Salt Lake City. So Montoya, it's good to see him, I guess, here with the Angels after taking some years off trying to get past back his injury. Hayes saying peace and love to everyone. Need to head out, but wanted to tap in real quick. Enjoy your weekend, James and Angel fans. So shout out to you, Hayes. Good person right there. Landon saying thanks for Stamos. Good at bats. Yeah, I mean he had that little golf swing in the eighth to bring in a run, so that was really great to see. Um, he's hitting better. I think Todd kind of woke him up. I think I don't know, but it seems like somebody woke him up, and he's been hitting fairly well ever since. Moniak signaled to Trout. A fan pulled his glove out. No, that was he was showing Trout the way the ball came out. So he had the glove here, and the ball was here, but he's falling back, and he's trying to bring the glove back up, and that's when the ball popped out. So that's what he was showing Mike Trout. Jim was saying Dodgers back in the day had Terry Forster. They called him Ton O Goo. This guy gives him competition. I'm trying to think of someone else. I know Bartolo Colon is like the main guy everybody makes fun of, talking about overweight pitchers. But I was trying to think of Terry. Yeah, that's who David Letterman would always talk about in the 80s. Terry Forster, I think it was, the Atlanta Brave. They had a little thing back and forth back in the day. So I remember that name for sure. Tubagoo, that's what it was, yes. Landon saying they were looking for that fan and didn't find him. Oh, well, I didn't see anybody interfere with the gloves, so and the guys, the Gooby and Wayne didn't talk about it, so I didn't see what was going on there. Thice has started growing on me. Yeah, and that's a good thing, because before we didn't know what to. Well, we knew what to expect, but he's given the unexpected at the plate, so that's been a really good thing. He just needs to run the bases more cautiously and get back on that fly ball that happened. He should not be trying to get to second on anything like that. That was bad. Landon's saying we finally won a home series. Yeah, it's been a while. It feels like not Houston, not Texas, but before that, in the month of April was the last time the Angels won a series at home. I want to say it was a Kansas City series, but I might be wrong. Jim said, "Help me out. Could not see it clearly. Was there any fan interference on the Moniak play? I didn't see any. So I don't think there was." Grillmaster saying, "Todd has hair. Todd has hair." Oh wait, it's James. How are you, James? Well, I felt good after the series win. Knowing though that Boston's coming in, they're hungry for a win. And the unfortunate thing, Corey Cooper pitched today in San Diego, and he was really bad. He's been bad all year long. Talking to my Red Sox fan, and that I know, and he was saying, well, yeah, he hasn't been so good this year. It would have been great to face him. By the way, that pitching matchup tomorrow, Tanner Hoick will be pitching for the Red Sox. The Angels, surprisingly, don't have a pitcher listed to be starting tomorrow, so that's interesting to note. Tanner Hoick is 3-3, so that's Monday's starter. On Tuesday, it'll be Bello. Remember, the Angels faced him earlier in the year down in or up in Boston. Brian Pello. I remember. I believe he was on that day where the game was in a rain delay against Shohei. I want to say if that's the same guy. He's 3-1, so he's pitched better ever since that day. Griffin Canning will be going for the Angels. He's 2-2 on Tuesday. And the Red Sox don't have a starter announced for Wednesday's game, but Tyler Anderson, with his 1-0 record, will go on Wednesday. So that's the pitching matchups for the 3 games against Boston. And remember, Anderson, he feels like a bad luck pitcher as well. It's been that bad for him. But he's either given up runs or walks that led to runs or hits that led to runs. And some of those games he's been losing his wins, supposedly. So you saw it with Sandoval, he cost himself a win. But before that, it was having no offense in his starts, and that's been an unfortunate thing. Uh, just like today's start with Shohei, it was unfortunate. He pitched so well, and you can say the same thing for Lopez today for the Twins. He also pitched well enough to get a win, but didn't get it. So no decisions for both. Excuse me. Lopez got the loss for Minnesota. I'm wrong on that. That's right. The runners were his responsibility later on. The 3 walks didn't help Lopez there. Uh, Landis saying no one can help because Moniak almost fell into the crowd. His mitt hit the ground, or did it hit a seat? Because that's a long way down. He came back up so fast. Brian saying, "Let's go, Angels." Shohei holding it down, and the young studs pushing us over the finish line. Sometimes you need that. You need the unexpected to come alive. If no one else will do it, let the kids play. Let the kids run and do their thing. That's for sure. Landon saying, "I almost hit the ground." I don't know about that. Grillmaster saying, "James, go back to last night and play the Ohtani home run." Yeah, that thing went far. How about all the strikeouts? Let's have 9 Otanis for that. I'm not going to do it because I can't talk it. Well, Moniak gave 101% as he does every defensive play. That's why there's no Adele. And that might be the case, Jim. Why Adele isn't here. You would have had to believe Adele either would have dropped the ball, wouldn't have been able to get there in time and not reach it. Who knows what the case would have been with Adele. But Ward will do the same thing as well. Or at least he'll get there, but he'll crash into a wall and injure himself. So it's funny how kind of Ward has now been platooned with Moniak. Like every other day, it's either Moniak or Ward, and you go from there. So it's been awkward. Landison get rid of Adele. Who knows if a trade will happen for a pitching piece? Landon saying bring Herget, Watson, and Herget back up. So you want Herget twice, and DFA Loop. I mean, Herget, it was weird he was sent down, but he had an option. That's why it was. And when he came back up, you saw he's been struggling ever since. So they sent him back down there. And DFA Loop, well, he hasn't pitched yet. We don't know how he is yet coming back from injury. So you don't want to do that so fast. It's pronounced Maronta. There we go. Thank you, Grill. I like when that's spaced out. Maranta. Not Moranta, like it reads, but Maranta. So Reyes Maranta. There we go. Landon saying and DFA Suarez. I mean, that's unfortunate, but it could happen. You never know. Grillmaster saying, Todd, I mean, James, can we call in? I don't have the access to the phone, so and I don't want to give out my number because it would sound weird on the video. There'd be a horrible feedback, I imagine. So I don't want to do that. So I guess all of you will have to call in tomorrow, or just keep sending your messages here, no matter how long they are. I'll see how long I'm on. We'll see what happens. See, damn it. So Grillmaster saying CC Sabathia, yeah, he was big, but when he was big, he pitched well. But when he lost weight, he didn't pitch as well. It was odd. Jonathan Broxton was also the big Elvis. So the late 70s Elvis, I guess, mid 70s Elvis was Jonathan Broxton. He had the Cyborgs for Los Angeles. They're overweight. Landon said, thoughts on who is winning the series against Boston? I don't know. Devers is a real problem. The Friday-Saturday games against San Diego, I saw the highlights of those. He single-handedly defeated San Diego against on Friday night against San Diego. He had a big home run, long, deep home run, and then another one later on. I think he drove in 5 of the 6 runs on Friday for Boston, so you really have to pitch him very carefully. Canning, Anderson, even that he's a lefty, you got to pitch him low and outside. You have to get Devers to go the other way try to just but reach out for hits, not go into his happy spot where he kills balls. You don't want to do that against Devers. That would really be unfortunate. So they're coming in at least taking 2 of 3 in San Diego, so they feel a little confident despite the 7-0 loss today, knowing that, hey, Kluber kind of let him down today. I think it's fortunate the Angels did go after Kluber. Remember, there was talk of him possibly coming to Anaheim. Well, I think we're fortunate that did not happen, despite who we have now. And Kluber's been bouncing around too, so it's just unfortunate to see that. Excuse me. Halo's Forever mentioning Terry Forster. When he was with the Mets, there used to be a 31 flavors in the stadium. If he knew he wasn't pitching, he would eat a 5-gallon thing of ice cream. Oh, boy. Oh, that sounds good, actually. It's kind of warm. Grillmaster saying, I heard on the radio, Moniak showed the glove to the umpire to show he got the ball, but on showing the ball to the umpire, the ball dropped out. Yeah, when he was trying to bring it back up to show it, that's when it rolled out, unfortunately. Gravity, gravity and force. It's all the things you learned in science back in the day. Grillmaster saying it was the same guy. Bello is pitching a lot better than though now, so we need to be smart versus him. Exactly. Yeet, shout out to you. James saying just joined the live and thank you for doing that. Despite Todd not being here, is it time for Mickey Moniak to replace Taylor Ward in the lineup for good? I want to say for good. You have to give Ward his chances, but don't bat him first or second. Please don't bat him first or second. He's been awful. He's not tailored for that. I know that, mind the pun, but he's not tailored for that, man. His swing, it's too much on his swing. You want to have somebody, if they're going to be a leadoff guy, you want a quick swing, not a big, a big release on his swing. You want someone quick to the ball, getting on base. And he just doesn't do that enough to be, excuse me, to be a leadoff hitter, especially. And then his defense is hit and miss, that's for sure. Moniak has come up and proven that, hey, you should have had me in spring, or coming out of spring. And his defense is really good. The hitting is there. He's been real clutch. So you got to have him. You got to have Moniak maybe play more than Ward. Or you just have them how they are now, where they're back and forth on days. And then, giving Trout a day to be, DH or off. You can definitely have both in. So that's what I think the Angels should do now, Yeet, with Ward. But you really have to watch Ward going on. Grillmaster says, Jorge Lopez walkout song should be Lowrider. I mean, the show Jorge Lopez, well, that's George Lopez, uses that as his theme song. Okay. Yeah, but it's different Jorge's. Landon said I meant Wise. Okay. I see what you meant there. Jim says, in honor of James today, large soft pretzels with dipping sauce for hors d'oeuvres. And how? I'll take that, or chicken strips, or chicken bites. Oh, what a filling. That's an amoxicillin for sure. Jim also says, main course carne asada tacos on Hawaiian bread tortillas. I did see that. They have that. Hawaiian bread tortillas, and I'm thinking, oh, I'll try it. Sure. Only time I have the Hawaiian bread rolls is like Thanksgiving or something. And people just get those instead of making their own. But I really, I'll definitely try that if you have it next Sunday. Sure. Halo's Forever mentioning, I like that you hold a baseball like the good old Rex Hudler. And, it keeps me alive. It keeps me awake, I guess, holding one. I did mention, or I don't think I mentioned, I got one here from San Diego on Monday. So ever since then, I'm wanting to hold baseball, the hold grips right there. And I like what Gooby was talking about with, I think, Shohei today. I forget what pitch it is, but he mentioned the difference when you hold it like this here. I think, yeah, with like the finger here on the seam and this finger here, he either comes straight with it, Otani, or he'll spin it and he'll get the cutter going or his sweeper. And you saw the cutter worked well today. The sweeper somewhat, but the fastball was there and that was working pretty well. So it was good to see that today from Otani. Jim saying desert and low calorie cheesecake. Now I don't like cheesecake, but I'll try anything. Yeet says, "Who do you think is going to win the Stanley Cup?" And I did watch in between the Angel game. There was game 2 of the West Finals between Dallas and Vegas, and that went to overtime. It seems like every one of these games in the NHL playoffs are going to overtime, and it's been real fun. Excuse me. So I know Vegas won, so they tie up that series with Dallas, and I think it's also what is Florida and Florida and Carolina, I think, are playing in the other series. And I think that was another overtime game. And I think Florida, did you see that Florida game, the first one, it went, 4 overtimes? And just before they were going to go to a fifth, Florida scored a goal. So, yeah, Florida leads 2-0 in that series. They won 2-1 yesterday. So that was a really good game there. It's just been a fun NHL playoffs. A lot of crazy things are happening this year. Also, when you think about in the NBA, in their playoffs, that's been fun. So hopefully we get a great MLB postseason and with the Angels in it. That's the hope. We'll see what happens. But so that was a great question. Yeah, I try to cover all the sports. And also, you'll see me on the IM6 network tonight. If you tune into Kicking It with Cruz, the show on that network on YouTube, just type in IM6 network. We'll cover all the sports, have a Celtics pregame or postgame show. But I try to cover all the sports. I do other podcasting on Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. There was a show called Sports Minute, and I would cover all the sports on that as well. So not only Hails and Infield, I got my regular job, but I cover, I try to cover the whole landscape as much as possible. And with these months having the NHL and NBA playoffs along with baseball, well, I don't watch the XFL, USFL, but I got my bag full of the sports going on for sure. Excuse me. Jim saying, always thinking about Todd and James dining experiences, and I thank you for that very much. Rally Chris saying, hi Todd, I didn't know you changed a lot. You look like James. Yeah, Rally Chris. I won't say anything about the Lakers, but they're having a tough time. If you can, go to 714 Tickets, Rally Chris, and try to go to Game 4. That would be something to see for that series. Jim saying, Jim said that. And then Landon saying, I would like to see Nevin. Hope I lost it. Here we go. I would like to see Nevin. I would like to see Nevin should try. That was odd. Try and practice and play Otani in fielding positions and see how. I don't want to do that, Landon. No. I know they put him in right field, last year or the year before in 21. But you don't want to risk an injury because I like what somebody said 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think on a podcast or on the post-game show. They mentioned that Otani is not only the DH, but he is a pitcher, and you'll be losing 2 roster spots when you think about it with one guy. You'll be, losing the DH, losing the starting pitcher, so you don't want to hurt anything. Plus, you brought up Moniak, so you have another outfielder there. Your infield is pretty stacked up, Landon, so you don't really need to do that for Otani. So I hope nobody's listening from the Angels organization and wanting to do that. I just don't want to see that because, one bad play or misstep, Otani could be out. So I don't want to see that. That's for sure. The Box Score podcast, James. I would love to get you on at least one episode of the Box Score pod. Yeah, hit me up. I'll man, I got all these shows in my work schedule, but we'll see if I have any time to get anything free for sure. Lakers fan in Japan, and shout out to you and your knowledge of around where Todd used to live or lives and where I used to be around. If the Lakers are going down, they better take the Celtics down with them. And right now, well, the pregame show with the four great guys on TNT, that's going on, the pregame show, and then at 5:30, the Game 3 will commence with Boston at Miami. Boston down 2-0. So all the people that want to see Lakers Celtics, well, that's in jeopardy right now for the finals. The Box Score podcast also mentioning, no, don't start. Put Otani out on the field. He's already working hard. Yeah, and that's the thing too. He's working hard just being a pitcher. And that's very tough too, because you have to keep your velocity up. You got to keep your spin rate up when you throw pitches. You got to keep a lot of things going when you're pitching. And then he has to make the adjustments if he does. I guess if, he takes the suggestions from Marcus Thames via Epi, to make some differences on his strides swinging or his footwork. That's a lot to worry about. So adding a fielding spot, yeah, I'm not gonna go with that. That's gonna be a no-go. Landon said it would justify the $600 million starting bid on the contract. Where are people getting $600 million from? I heard 500. I did not hear 600 million. Whoa. No. That's just crazy. So 500 or less. If it's more, I'm out. I'm sorry. I know it's not my money, but if I'm the Angels and they say, "Oh, we won 530," whatever the case is, hell no, I'm not doing that for one player. I don't care if he takes two positions. I'm not doing that. Maybe at 515, I guess. Maybe. But there would have to be some different clauses in the contract, I would say. James Malou, and shout out to you. Balls and Mickey Moniak. Yeah, Mickey's been something great to see. And I had someone, friend up in the Bay Area talk about Moniak. And for some reason, he really liked Moniak. He said, "Hey, he's going to be good for y'all." And I'm like, dude, he's a project. The Angels already have so many projects with Adele, and before that, Marsh. I don't want another project. But he's been there, Moniak. He's been with the Phillies for a while as that first pick, and he didn't really work out there. Maybe he's found something here with the Angels, which never happens. And by the way, my friend also mentioned to me, Brandon Marsh has been struggling as of late. I think he went 0 for 20 at one point recently. I'm not wishing bad on him or anything. I'm just putting it out there that my friend mentioned, oh, yeah, Brandon Marsh, he started off well, but now he's not doing as well. So we'll see what happens. Box score saying no when it landed, and I agree with the box score. Jim Wald also saying, cannot believe all the girls from Japan going gaga over Otani during the pregame bullpen. They were literally crying out there over him. Seriously, that guy has choices. Hey, as long as he's not in court, long as he's not in the wrong eye, which I don't think he's going to be ever. I think he carries himself in a good way. If we ever hear anything about his rendezvous, it's not going to be bad like other players were. But you got to carry yourself like Jeter when it comes to that, with the baskets at the door, fruit baskets or the gift baskets that Jeter would have. Nice going away party for all the women he would entertain. I remember hearing about that. So in that case, don't be an A-Rod and faint when your wife gives birth. Be a Derek Jeter that leaves gift baskets at the door on your way out for the women. Whatever. The box score saying, or Landon saying in Japan he played all over. And then box score saying what I would say, well, this is in Japan, Landon. I keep saying London. Jim also saying, just like you two, James, I get what I get. I'm very cautious about it, let's just say. James Malou saying, what's up, James? And how are you, James? Hopefully I get to meet up with you. I know you went solo Friday. But check this out. I'm trying to go Friday, and I'm going to buy tickets, of course, from 714 Tickets on Friday. So let me know if you want to go. Excuse me. Let me know if you want to go Friday. If you don't have a ticket, I'm going to have another friend from San Diego come with me. Take him to the game. So let me know in the morning if you want to go, and I'll or the day before, I should say. Let me know on that Thursday because I get paid that morning. Let me know if you want to go, James, for that Friday the 26th. Remember, that's the reversible bucket hat. So check that out. London saying, but he would be used to it. Well, not in a while, though. Remember, he played last over there in 2017. And then he's been groomed to what he is now, Landon. Since 2018, he's been groomed to be what he is now since 2018. And you don't want to mess that up. I'm just going to be honest. Box score is saying, and he's also 10 years older than when he was playing the outfield in Japan. So, no, he wouldn't be used to it. He hasn't done it in forever. So, yeah, the box score and I definitely agree with that. Jim saying, James, the podcast hottie. I wouldn't mind it, as long as the place is air conditioning for sure, air conditioned. Landon saying, but just play him in the infield, not the outfield. Where are you getting that, Landon? No, just no. I would forget about it all. Laker fan in Japan saying, yeah, Brandon Marsh was a fan favorite, but he struck out way too many times for my liking. And my liking, too. There are a lot of times he did not fare well, and that was unfortunate for him, for his growth here. But guess what? He found something in Philadelphia. And by God, he was on the team that made the World Series last year. So to each their own. Good luck to him after all these years. We'll see where he ends up and how he ends up. Yeah, box score saying playing him in the infield is an even worse idea. You never know, a little slippage or a little collision. You just don't want that to happen. Liquor fan in Japan also saying we don't need Ohtani in the field. We have enough great depth this year. And that's what I was mentioning earlier. The box score saying clearly Landon thinks it's his money and he wants Ohtani to either get burnt out or hurt or both, just to justify Artie paying a guy with Artie's money. Yeah, I'll just say no go. Can't go for that. James Malou saying shout out or sounds good, brother. Yeah, just hit me up on the messenger and then we'll go from there on Thursday, all right? Landon, damn it. Landon saying, I'm not ripping against Ohtani. I just want him to stay. He has great at-bats. Yeah, as long as he doesn't strike out as much. The box score is saying, so don't burn him out by having him DH pitch and play the field. He's a human. He's still a human dude. That's way too much work for one cat. That's true. Jim saying, Landon, go to your room. We'll start calling you Landon from now on. I don't care. No, I'm kidding. Landon saying we do need to get a backup for Neto that always has solid at bats, and I'm in my room. Okay, go to sleep. No. Well, it's been fun here. I know, and I think everybody was expecting Todd to be here, but again, on Sundays, it usually be me. I don't know about next week because I'll be headed back down to San Diego after the game. So we'll figure it out as it goes. I'll be talking to the crew We'll check that out. As the box score says, go night night. It's been fun. Landon. Oh, Landon says jokes over. Well, you're in your room though, so there you go. So yeah, no Shohei in the outfield or infield. Just have him on the mound and hitting. And then I wonder what people think. I know this has come up, despite where he goes. No matter where he goes, will Otani? Okay, will he continue to be the two-way player, or is there going to be age where he uh, realizes, hey, I can only do one thing, pitch or hit, and I'll just stick with that. There has to be a time like that in his career where he says, hey, I can't do both anymore. I know he's 28, 29. So there's got to be a time that he's going to have to make that decision, based on his body, based on his pitching arm, based on his hitting. He's got to make that choice. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that as he goes forward. The box score saying it's only over for those in their rooms. London saying, but we had Jake Lamb pinch hit in that one game. Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying, because he was injured or he was feeling tired from the pitching and hitting that day. That's why Jake Lamb pinch hit. So you don't want to get him too tired, Landon. That's what we're saying. Jim saying wild idea from Logan that may have merit. Thoughts? Otani traded at the trade deadline for pitching prospects. Money made for potential Otani sighting used for big name stars next year. That's the thing. I don't know if Otani would do that. Otani traded at trade deadline for pitching prospects. Money made for potential Otani signing used for big name stars next year. Yeah, and I don't want this to be a Nolan Ryan situation with Buzzy Bavasi, mentioning after 79, totally messing up Nolan Ryan coming back for the Angels. I don't want that situation to come up where somebody in the Angels organization says, hey, for the amount of money that we're going to, give Otani, we can get 4 or 5, great pitchers. I don't want that to ever be the case, because I know that was messed up by the organization back after 79 for Nolan Ryan. So as long as everybody doesn't say that, we'll be good. But I think it depends, Jim, on how the team does, honestly, and then we'll go from there. So that's an interesting decision that would have to be made by Hardy and then throw it down to Perry and then vice versa. So that would be tough. The box score says, I'd say as he gets into his 30s, you might see his pitching slow down. And that could be the case. That's always true. Lakers fans say, no Otani trades, man. We need him in the World Series. I know it's wishful thinking. It's hopeful thinking, that's for sure. London saying, are they going to keep Otani to sell the team? It would make sense. The money figure would go up with keeping Shohei. Landon also, or Lakers fans saying, Landon, I agree, it makes the team more profitable. So at least we agree with all of that for sure. We'll see what happens out of that. Again, that's in the upcoming months. We just got to see how the Angels do. So quickly, let's get back to the schedule just real quick. Again, after this 2 out of 3 faring against the Mariners, Minnesota, 3 against Boston, 3 against Miami, and then 3 in Chicago against the White Sox to end the month of May. And then we'll get into June, and guess what? 4 against the Astros before the Cubs and the Mariners come into town. So when you think about it, other from the White Sox, we're facing ball clubs all with winning records. And just think about this, too. Seattle will probably get better. Texas, we also the Angels go to Texas for 4 games before at Kansas City. So Angels just have to get these good wins against these good teams and get as many series as they possibly can. I know it sounds easy, but it's harder to do. So that's very unfortunate. The way it went last year around this time of year, but hopefully we won't get to that part. Landon saying, hopefully we get bought by the Warriors owner. Well, Artie's not selling, so that was the problem. I wanted Joe Lacob to buy the ball club. He grew up, around the area of Catella. I think he went to he went to Catella High School. I think he went to Catella High School. He made his way for sure out of that and being a big businessman for sure. The box score saying Otani slows down, going out and getting a Corbin Burns would be a wise idea. Yeah, I know that Todd always mentioned this, and I heard that he was unhappy that the Brewers didn't give Burns a contract extension. So he's a free agent after the season. He's looking probably to go somewhere else and trying to pitch his better. His numbers hasn't been as good, so that there's a lot of pressure there though with Burns trying to prove himself. So maybe he'll be motivated to go. Landon saying, and they can get us another World Series win. Yeah, that's what we all want. It's been a while. I just want to get to the playoffs first of all. Box score saying home of the Leprechauns. I don't know how Todd does that voice all the time. I mean, if you guys ever ask Todd to do a whole show with him doing the Todd Lodge voice, he won't be able to talk the next 3 days. Let's just be honest with you, with everybody. Jim saying James American Idol finale about to come on right now. Love you, but gotta go. Yeah, shout out to you, Jim. Take care. And hopefully I'll see you on Sunday at the ballpark. Landon saying this is the playoffs year. Don't jinx it. Jim saying we all know you are current American Idol. Well, I'm too old to be. I think they have an age limit. But I can't sing right now. If I did, it would be really bad. No, I'm good. The box score saying during arbitration, the Brewers blamed Corbin Burns for them missing the postseason. And that's what soured the relationship. My God, that's a tough part about the arbitration process. And I know the Angels avoided that with Otani right away. Here's $30 million. Please come back. But man, other teams have different people and different visions. And we know Milwaukee, they're not really set out to give extensions out. It would only be like special occurrences, like to Christian Yelich. But that's been pretty much it. And then you have these little contract extensions or these signings or trades that they rather do instead of giving someone so much money for a contract extension. A new contract. If that's the case, man, that's really bad for Milwaukee. London saying James sing I Want It That Way. I could. I don't want to though. I'll sing it some other time. Maybe at the tailgate I'll embarrass myself. Who knows? James saying ha ha sing Baby Shark. Landon saying ha ha ha. I think I'm gonna get out of here. It feels like a sauna up in here. That would take balls and balls and balls and more balls. I would juggle, but I don't want to break my computer. Everyone take care out there. Tell me why. I want to hear you say. See, there you go. But that's it. I got to take my cough drops and my medicine, and then I will catch everybody maybe on the next podcast coming out with Fernando and maybe Todd or whomever else will join me. Or join Fernando, I want to say. It's his thing. We'll recap the Twins series and give you a preview of the Boston series coming up. So that'll be out later tonight or early tomorrow morning. So look out for that on our podcast mediums. Just type in Halos in the Infield. Same thing for YouTube where you can see our faces. But if you don't want to, look for us in the podcast formats, or the mediums, I should say. Landon says, I want it that way. Have it your way, please. So everyone take care out there. Good that the Angels were able to take 2 out of 3 from Minnesota. It's been a treat to have all of you in here. Please check out the pregame shows. I moved it from Instagram over to YouTube here. And I noticed maybe I don't think anybody really noticed. I can't get into Instagram for some reason. So I'll tell you everyone here that yeah, if you're watching this not live or whatever, yeah. So I moved from IG to YouTube, the pregame show, hoping to get more viewers. Or I'm like, why am I doing this for? Basically, but everyone, take care out there. Go Halos. Hopefully, we can get another series win coming up against Boston and Miami and Chicago to end the month of May. Everyone, take care. Go Halos.